Welcome to the Extraordinary Culture Podcast. Podcast for the culture that is music, movies, sports, food, and beer. The Extraordinary Culture.
Well, last week when I was coming back from Corona, we took River Road Archibald home.
Yeah.
And there was it wasn't a windy day. We saw a a traffic light signal, and they were like, probably about like 18 inches in diameter, steel bent in half over, like it was overtaken. I mean, I didn't see any car hit it, and I was like, fuck. And the reason why we took it home is because we were looking at the freeway when we were getting over them, like, yeah, there's a lot of traffic. I don't want to take the 15 home.
Funny thing is those are bigger than we expect. That's probably about 3 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
At least, yeah, you know what I mean, though. Those things are huge.
But not as crazy as Texas freezing over. That's fucking some crazy ass shit.
I had a client who was telling me he went out there to go meet with a client of his, whatever his work is. And the day before the storm came, the client decided, you know what, we have to reschedule because the storm's coming in. And so the guy was like, all right, no problem. So then he got caught in the storm. Well, his ex-wife, her husband, and one of his daughters they just moved out there maybe a week or two before the storm. Excuse me. So he said that she has a very lovely home. Unfortunately, I had to stay there for a couple days.
Dude, I've heard stories like that. I was listening to KLOS earlier, and here's a cool thing. Kevin is now on KLOS from Kevin and Bean.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, he's working with Sluggo.
Oh wow.
On the afternoon drives, and he was saying that him and Psycho Mike do a podcast where it's all good news. And one of the articles they pulled up was that a truck driver that got stuck in a hole. He ended up staying with a family for 6 days. They brought him in because there was nothing else anybody could do.
I had heard about a DoorDash driver got caught in the storm with a couple, some black chick, and the couple was white, and they just said, you're not leaving, you got to stay here, and she wound up hanging out with them for a couple days. I feel like there was another one too that I'd heard about something like that. It's just not coming to me though right now. Feel it in my bones.
Yeah, man. I'll take earthquakes any day over that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So completely different subject. Did you see McDonald's brought back the High C, orange High C?
I did actually.
They ain't brought it back yet. I don't think it's back yet. Like they're going to, but I don't think it's rolled out yet.
No, it's not back yet, but it's coming back.
I did see, at least in Vegas, the Shamrock shakes are back.
Don't tease me, man.
It should be
They're back
here
too.
Insert Homer's voice.
Those are available here because I saw one 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I was gonna get one last week, but I didn't.
I haven't eaten that. Well, when we went to Vegas a couple weeks ago, that was like the first time I'd eaten at McDonald's. I normally don't eat at McDonald's these days, but I saw it. I was like, fuck, I really want one of those Shamrock shakes.
Now, if they had the McRib too, life would have been good.
A McRib and a Shamrock shake? I want to learn how to make my own McRib.
That's never gonna happen.
No. That'd be the
McRib and Shamrock shake, not that you making your own McRib.
I can figure out how to make a Shamrock shake myself, and I can have them both.
I've never had a Shamrock shake. What's in it?
Magic.
Is it mint? Is it mint or what? Like
magic? Yeah, it's mint, like mint ice cream. They just put.
I'm pretty sure they have it with Oreo.
Ooh, touche, sir.
Mint Oreo.
I'm a fan of mint and chip ice cream. That's like one of my favorite ice creams. So
yeah,
that's why I'm all about the shake.
It's the family fave here too. Most of us.
The Shamrock shake. Maybe I'll try it.
They did bring back the spicy McNuggets too. Those are good, actually.
Yeah, they're not bad. I love the chicken nuggets.
I'll probably get one when this is over.
There you go. Treat yourself.
But the spicy ones, man, you don't really need a sauce with the spicy ones. They have got a decent little flavor to them.
Usually it's like sometimes I'm driving and I'm eating nuggets. So when they ask for sauce, I'm like, no sauce needed. I'm just going to inhale them as I'm driving anyways. Pop them like Tic Tacs.
Chris isn't feeding them to you?
I can't order them with her when she's around me. She'll want to eat something too. Screw that. They're mine.
That's love, man. When your partner's feeding you McNuggets while you're driving.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yes, I do it to Alicia every now and then. Because I don't drive. I let her drive. More than happy to let her drive.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I've been behind her before.
Hey, I'm the one with the accidents on my record, not her.
I like to call them close calls.
In my house, we call them uh-ohs.
Yeah.
Is there anything else from McDonald's that you guys would like to see come back? Something old school? You don't want the McShakes back? Or the salads, McSalads, whatever they want?
The Arch Deluxe.
I want the old packaging back.
I just want the old hash brown packaging back.
Oh, the little cup thing?
That little cup thing, man, because I remember as a kid, I used to stick Han Solo in there, and that was his carbonite.
That's carbonite, yeah. Weren't the pies in like the same kind of thing?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that. The packaging, though. Somebody posted a picture of that on thing. How old are you that you remember this? And it was that styrofoam packaging. Remember like a Big Mac used to come in?
Yeah.
That's what we used to go get, like, after school. We'd walk down to the McDonald's and go hang out there for a bit before we got picked up by our moms, because we were all, like, freshmen or sophomores in high school. Hang out at Burger King
the longest time,
or McDonald's.
They had the pancake deluxe in there, too.
Yeah, they did, yeah. That's just a tray now. I actually had one of those the other day. It's just like that see-through tray.
It's just a tray?
Yeah.
The plastic ones.
I'm impressed with their packaging was Farmer Boys for their fish and chips. It's like a big ass plastic, it's a plate, and then you've got the lid that goes over it. But
yeah,
it's pretty nice packaging.
And it's a huge one.
It's ginormous, huh?
Yeah, because those fish and chips are huge, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, their new chicken sandwich is good.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I almost bought one just to try it.
It's good.
But I knew I was a fat ass already because I've ordered fish and chips and zucchini.
Well, yeah, and hey, Dan, and it's double breaded. So, like, but it's good.
My fat kid's all about it.
I know, man. The only thing that sucks about that is that their fries kind of suck.
Yeah, I mean, the fries are alright.
Yeah.
Farmer Boy's fries really aren't that good. But the chicken sandwich is really. You know who told me about that was Sal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That sounds
read
like
that,
he's right there. So.
Well, yeah.
That's
But I had called him about that Super Bowl pool that I was doing, and we were talking for a little bit, and then he's like, "Hey, have you been to have you tried that new chicken sandwich at Farmer Boys?" And I was like, "Hey, they had a chicken sandwich. I eat at Farmer Boys, but not that often." So, and a lot of times actually, I just go get a breakfast burrito because the breakfast burritos are actually pretty good. And he was like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Get that." So you go in the morning, get that, and ask him to put a fried egg on it. He's like, "Shoot, you get 2 of those because I think it's like 2 for $6 or something like that, and or $7." And he's like, "You ain't gonna eat those. You're gonna eat one. You got one for lunch." He's like, "Get an egg on it. You got the one for breakfast, and just hang on to the other one for lunch, and it's good." I was like,
Nice.
"Dang."
Well, speaking of package, have you guys been to the Hat lately and got their box?
No, I haven't been to the Hat in years, man.
So
Okay.
I saw the box, but I've only seen one. Go ahead.
It's huge. It's like the size of like a Xerox box.
Yeah.
The paper
Yeah, that's
boxes.
big.
I mean, I just remember I went there and I had like, I think it was like chili fries and a pastrami, and like, hey, can I get a box? And I was like thinking like, the styrofoam, like the ones that they usually give you with the 2 plate, the 2 cup holders and the other thing. He goes, oh, okay. And they gave me that big ass box. I'm like, holy shit.
Hey.
So I was talking to my in-laws, and like, once in a while we'll trade food between me and my in-laws. And like, they're saying, yeah, we got one of those boxes from that Hat and it'd been perfect for trading food. But, my son, he wanted to use it for like whatever he wants to keep the shit in. Whatever shit he wants to keep in there. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it'd have been perfect for trading food.
Now there's a place to get some fries.
Yes.
Is
hell yeah.
the Hat. Like, I'll take a chicken sandwich from Farmer Boys. Damn it, now I want the Hat. I'm going to have to figure out when I can get, like, maybe on a weekend. Like, what do you want? I want the Hat. Why? Because I don't have it. Have it very often. And there's one in Rancho. Too.
Yeah, go to the
closest
Bass
one.
Pro, go to Bass Pro and go to the Hat.
Yeah.
Dude, that gets expensive now with a family of 4.
What?
It
Bass
should-
Pro?
well-
Yeah, it does.
No, the Hat.
Yeah, I know it does.
Well,
Yeah,
everybody
but you
wants their
share.
own
Like you got to share fries, man. They don't like. What do you want?
We
Just give me a large
we
fry. They
do,
just
but
throw them in the
everybody
bag.
wants their own pastrami. Everybody wants their own pastrami sandwich. The kids are like, I want the leftovers.
Yeah.
So we all get our pastrami, and then we get one chili fry, and that's still like $65. But we sit there, we eat the pastrami over the chili fries, so that the pastrami just falls onto the fries. That's the secret. Then you have your pastrami chili fries.
And you don't have to pay extra.
I'm not
Have you
one
guys
to.
tried the gravy fries?
No, I've never had those.
I have, but that was years ago. It's been more than 10 years since I've had the
Yeah, I
gravy
mean
fry.
they're all right. I know people that rave about them. I've tried them a few times. I'm like, nah, it doesn't do anything for me. Not like the chili cheese fry.
I'm okay with I can't really eat the cheese in the chili cheese fries. So I
Gotcha.
really don't eat chili cheese fries. So I taste them, and I've been with plenty of people at the Hat. How many times have we been to the Hat after a show?
Oh
A
yeah.
lot.
Like coming home from the Glass House or something, and you're with somebody. It's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. You're going to eat this stuff, and then you're like, dude, what? I can't eat that. Why? I will never make it home. I will never make it home after eating that bad boy. Like I'll be racing in the door when I get home, and I've done that a couple of times. I'm like, I gotta get home. I gotta go, man. Been there, done that.
It doesn't help. It's heavy to begin with, and then you add the cheese onto it, and it's.
And nobody wants to use the bathroom at the Hat in right there in Upland anyway. You don't want to use the bathroom there.
Oh, an arrow right there, yeah.
Yeah, no one wants to use that one. And it was always busy. There's somebody in there, and it's only one bathroom. So they'd be like, man, some fool's in the bathroom, taking forever. So nah.
That's where you go after getting tattoos, man.
Yeah.
Or before.
Yeah.
Load up on the potatoes so you can have something to get you through the tattoo session.
Or I remember like sometimes, hey, we're going to go to the Hat, you want anything? And they're like, SP's all, yeah, I want tell me you want the real cherry cake one. I'm like, what? Goes, just trust me. I'm like, yeah, can I get a cherry Coke with the real one? Oh, yeah. Where they mix it, how they mix it.
Nice. Like the grenadine or something?
Yeah, I don't know, but like he just told me, I want the real cherry Coke. I'm like, all right, SP.
Shout out to him, man. I see you wearing your Art of Dedication shirt.
Yep. Wearing my Art of Dedication shirt. I wanted to put on a clean shirt before I did this shit because I've been sweating all day.
Yeah, this audio podcast could really use that.
We're going 40. We're going to skip 3D and go straight to 40.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna go into
Smell-o-vision.
5D.
I'm telling you, man.
Speaking
I've
of
been buying
movies
this
and
stuff.
gimmicks,
Good.
so Universal's Dracula is turned 90 years old.
Dang. Oh, that's right.
90.
Yeah,
It came out in
31.
February 1931.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's
That's
still a good movie. Still one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would still watch that over Twilight any day.
Man.
It needs to sparkle more.
Have you for real, have you ever watched them?
No. No, I'm not. You'll never catch me saying, well, even if I, no.
Didn't
I've
you
never
make
seen
a deal where you
Yeah.
watched the Twilight movies
I watched
so
all of
someone
them,
would
yeah.
watch Star Wars?
I watched all of them, so somebody would watch Star Wars. I got off.
How was it?
I got off. Well, first of all, hold on. Let me say number one. I got off easy because I only had to watch 5 movies. They had to watch 6. Okay,
Suckers.
because they watched the originals and then the prequels. So I got off easy, and then they ended up liking the Star Wars movies. So I actually had
And
seen.
he ended up taking them to see Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really? I'm just teasing.
No, for real. 7 and 8. Yeah, no, I saw it with her. Like, she had graduated by then because it was a former student of mine. She had graduated by then, and when episode 7 came out, I had seen it, and then she texted me and was like, "Hey, have you gone and seen the new Star Wars movie yet?" I said, "Who do you think you're talking to?" Like, who do you think you're talking to? I've seen it like twice, and she's like, "Oh, well, I wanted to go see it. You want to see it again?" Yeah. So I went with her to the movies. And then with episode 8, the same thing. Actually, Solo, too. I think she saw Solo with me, too. So she got into it. She watches them. So I won that. But anyway, they're not good. The Twilight movies are not good. So the first one is very poor quality. Because I don't think they thought they were going to make anymore. So, wait, is it 3 movies? I can't remember how many is it. I can't remember how many it is.
I'm the last person you want to ask.
I think it's 4.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's 4. I don't know.
I think the last movie's 3.
Now I think
It's
about
2
it,
movies.
maybe it's not.
The last
5
book
movies.
is 2 movies.
Okay. So it's 4 movies. Okay. But anyway, yeah, it's not good. And you can tell it's a lower budget movie, but it did well, so the quality is noticeably different in the rest of them. but the story is still like, yeah, no. They tease a war between vampires and werewolves. I'm a big Underworld fan, so I want to see war between.
I like Underworld.
I like Underworld. I like Kate Beckinsale, but I want to see a war between vampires and werewolves. So they spend 4 movies building it, and at the end, it's a vision. The war is a vision that they avoid. And I was like, I spent all this time.
Spoilers.
That.
I wasted how many?
And in one of the
life?
movies, it's like crazy vampire sex for like half the movie. I was like, what is this garbage? Like, okay, but I fulfilled my end of the bargain and I won because she likes Star Wars now. So.
Well, did you know, guys? Really quickly, did you know 50 Shades of Grey started off as fan fiction for Twilight?
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't need to know that, but okay.
I could live my whole life without
I know.
knowing that.
I didn't have to know that, but okay. It kind of makes sense. I mean, okay. I didn't watch that either. I didn't watch those. I have no idea what those are about, but no interest.
So you're saying the majority of the fan base for Twilight watches 50 Shades of Grey?
Probably.
I mean, that's cool, I guess.
It's what is it like in Friends? It's porn.
Yeah.
Like the book.
Yeah.
You got porn.
Yeah, I think it is. It's porn for ladies. For the ladies.
Erotica.
I prefer mine a little hardcore.
Yeah, and Larry Flint, the guy who used to put all that stuff out, has passed away.
What a transition.
Wah, wah, wah.
This is Larry Flint here, and
drove
you're
by the
listening to the
Hustler Casino
Extraordinary
in Vegas.
Culture Podcast.
Hey man, People vs. Larry Flint was an entertaining movie though.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a really good movie.
Yeah.
I want to say I watched part of it. I don't think I watched the whole thing. Only because I heard it was a good movie.
God, I watched it a long ass time ago.
Comes in wearing the diaper. You wearing a flag as diaper?
That sounds pretty MAGA, dude.
Yeah.
Wearing a flag as a diaper. That's pretty MAGA. But
Larry
anyway.
Flint.
Yeah.
All right, should we take a break and get into some entertainment news?
Let's do it.
How ready are you to die for an ideal? What's the connection between a lie and what is real? Mother superior, I've got an angel on my back. I'm one of the righteous, and I'm never going back. No, 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 I'm never going back. Who's that shining forth bright man? Crouching down behind me. He's waiting for a push to send me head over heels. Who's that London sports star general walking up the hill to ask the liberals nicely to help finance this private war? And a buddy trust that man when you push the rifle in your hand, singing songs of pageantry and grace. And how much you want to bet on the other side? There's a man with twice your pride, and he'll put your feet first in an unmarked grave. There was a time in our history where we justify saying our destinies manifest. Now imperialism is the mantra of the West. See that trigger happy college boys love the chefs who try out their new toys and then wash the city streets clean with the blood of infidels. And a body trust that man when you push the rifle in your hand, singing songs of pageantry and grace. And how much you want to bet on the other side? There's a man with twice your pride, and I'll put your feet first in an unmarked grave. At the fabric of democracy, last shattered in the dust, we can put another greedy man into the dictatorial puppet show. Now tell me, who do you trust? Who do you trust? In the volatile hemisphere, we perpetuate a hostile atmosphere. Call it a threat to national security.
So Disney's canceled their annual pass, and they're doing their best to try to reopen right now. The next thing they're trying to do is a food and wine festival style piece.
Have they announced like what's going to be in that food and wine festival?
I don't think so. I don't think so yet.
Have you guys ever done the food and wine festivals or the food festival?
Yes and no. So I have been there for a number of them. I've never bought the card. I've never bought like what used to be called the Sip and Savor Pass. I've never bought that because, you have to plan that out right. Like, because it costs a certain amount and you have to buy things over a certain amount to make that card even worth it. So it depends what you buy. So the way that Olin was, it's like you had to buy stuff that was like over $8 for you to actually get the value out of what you paid for it. If you bought something that was $6, you wasted money. They got money from you. So a lot of times what we did, I did it a lot with Rob at a bunch of different festivals, was we would go and then we'd order it and then we'd split it. Because it's just really samples of food anyway, but you split it. They give you, they give you 2 tacos for like $6, but like he'd eat one and I'd eat one. Because you also don't want to get full either. Like, you want to taste a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, so there's a lot of different booths. So you figure out kind of what you liked, and then, okay, I want to try these chicken wings. Okay, let's go over there. So we order one thing of chicken wings. It has like 3-4 wings. He eats 2, I eat 2, I eat 1. The kids try 1. If they like it, great. If not, I eat the rest of it. That kind of thing. So it was done. I've done a number of them, yeah.
Yeah, because Go ahead, man.
So my friend Matt would do them all the time. He says, like, we'd always buy the pass and with the food, and then like goes, and we're so full we can't finish it, so we lose money.
Yeah. So that's why I could never justify buying the thing. And then the beer line was always long. But then you had to I don't remember if you could use that for beer, but you had to plan it out. If you used the pass, you had to plan it out to figure out like, okay, this is how much it would cost me without it. Because you could save money if you bought it, but if you didn't do it right, you weren't. And if you bought you said Matt, right? If he's buying one and his wife's buying one, then you're already in it for $80 and you're not going to spend $80. Sure, you can go back later and use them again, but I've never found it to be of use. Only because I knew we were going to share the food. It was never our full meal. It was only always like, let me go taste these things. It was a tasting. Is what it was.
Exactly.
One of the last times
we
I was
do
actually
all the carts here and there.
Yeah, one of the times I was actually at the park was actually the lunar one, the lunar tasting for Lunar New Year, because they have a bunch of booths like that too. And we must have hit 6 or 7 booths just doing different stuff. I mean, I easily spent probably $40-$50 to try different stuff. Chicken wings, mochi, like a whole bunch of different stuff. And I put a bunch of pictures on my Facebook when I actually did it. Like, I'm eating this and these noodles.
Yeah, I remember.
It was good. It's good. I enjoyed doing it. You have to plan it out.
When Chris had her celebration, when they did celebration at Disneyland for all the 10 years and 5 years and 20, whatever, it was during one of their festivals, their food festivals. So they had all the booths were already set up. So we got really lucky. I got to eat all of this stuff and not even have to pay for any of it.
Nice.
You just walk in a line and they're just like, here you go. And they're just like handing them out like candy. I'm like, thank you. Walking off and go, where's another one? You kind of, like Dan was saying, you got to plan it out. Same exact thing for us. Chris is all, we got to plan this out. We got to go here. And then you just kind of make your way down. By the time you get to this part, you're going to be pretty full, but it's going to be light anyway. So you're going to be fine.
It's like Costco on a Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is. You just stand in line with the rest of the schmucks that want the free sample.
See, that's what I want to see what's going to happen when they do this, because the lines for some of that stuff would get really long.
Yeah.
Especially for the beer. Yeah. They would get really long. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that. Is it in slots? Is it in times? Is it because that could be a thing. Well, they're selling tickets for it, so it could be a super limited capacity.
Yeah.
And to kind of match what Knott's was doing. Knott's had it wrong the first time too. Because Knott's lines were way too long, and the social distancing thing was it was a mess. Like, I actually know somebody that went that was like, I will never do this again, because they're supposed to be social distancing, is nowhere close to that. And then people walking around with no masks and stuff it went bad the first time Knott's did that stuff. And then the next time they did it, they had it figured out, and it was a lot better.
So just to solidify, X, you were asking, it's officially called Touch of Disney.
Sounds dirty.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Well, you get touched, all right. Your wallet's going to get touched.
It's up March 18th, and there's at least through April 5th. I don't know what that. You do have to ticket it. I don't know if they're doing reservations with those tickets. I'm assuming they will, because that's kind of the way all the theme parks that are doing it. I know SeaWorld's open again, and SeaWorld, you do have to reserve a day and reserve a time when you go in there like that.
Not you had to do that.
Doing that right now.
Not you had to reserve your time.
And then Legoland, I know, is doing the same thing. You have to reserve it. It's $75 a ticket. They go on sale the 4th, so probably right around the time this is dropping. If you think about that, that's...
They already upped your thing because $25 of that $75 is your parking. So the food pass costs you like $50.
Ideally that. And then they're saying what they're doing is it's a $25 event gift card that can be used for food and beverages. So really, you're paying, let's say, $25 for parking, $25 for food. You're paying $25 just to go.
So that's your admission ticket.
It's gonna sell out.
And it will sell out.
That deal does not sound like it's actually worth it. Like, to be honest with you, the parking alone, you can park in the other lot for $10.
Interesting though. Lamplight Lounge is going to be open during it.
Yeah, because they have the outdoor seating.
Yeah.
They're going to open up a lot of the park to do this. I think most of the park is going to be open with the exception of Avengers Campus, which they said is going to be ready by the time the park opens. So when the park opens, it'll open with Avengers Campus.
Well, that'd be cool.
That just means it's going to be hard to get in again because everybody's going to do this. Them taking away passes just made it a lot harder for everybody to try to do this. Plus, it's full price, whatever their admission is. So you had to reserve things in Florida. I'm assuming it's going to be the same. You have to go in and pick the date that you want to go and try to get tickets for just that date. It is not going to be like I just go here and I buy a ticket for the day. It's not going to work like that.
No, nothing's going to be like that.
No, that didn't happen in Florida. That for sure is not going to happen in California, like at all. It is totally going to be you have to have reserved times in order to do this. To do anything is going to have to be like that. Which, okay, I mean that's just what you live with for a little while. Did you hear that there's talk of them doing a pass that is strictly nights and weekends?
No.
Yeah, there's and again, this is just kind of rumors that I heard. There's talk of them introducing a pass where it is just nights and weekends for a certain amount of money, limited, of course, in number, I'm sure. But I mean, that would be kind of cool. That's my time anyway. I would go in nights and weekends, so I would buy that. I would consider buying that for a little bit and I think it was first available to us legacy pass holders first anyway. So yeah, it's something I would consider because I would do that. That was my time anyway. I was never really there during the day.
Was that a legitimate use of that term or was that a slip?
No, I used that on purpose.
Okay, just making sure.
I'm a pass holder. So if you didn't know what I'm talking about, legacy is what they termed as ex-pass holders instead of annual pass holders because that program has now has sunset. That program has sunsetted. So we're now called legacy pass holders because we were the original.
So it's in the vault?
Yeah, it's in the vault. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing.
A lot of stuff coming out. A lot of trailers are starting to drop right now. Did you guys see the Kong versus Godzilla one?
Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Things are gonna look pretty cool.
I don't know, man. I got a Three Amigos vibe from that one. It's like when the Amigos met Goat Cheese. They didn't like him at first. They fought, but then they get to know each other. By the end, they're friends.
Yeah, I mean, that's coming, dude. That's coming, but whatever. I'll do it just because it's going to be a kick-ass fight to get there.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, honestly.
Hey, but did you guys notice how much Kong has grown in size? Kong is a lot bigger. He's like the size of Godzilla now. He wasn't that big before. If you watch Kong Skull Island.
He was a baby gorilla before.
Well, he's had, 50, 60 years to grow, so maybe he never just stopped growing. Maybe he got blasted by gamma rays, turned into the Hulk. Oh, sorry.
That was
there was some good memes though that came with that trailer. That one and the whole Martha one,
Mothra.
which became Mothra, right? My mother's name was Mothra too.
I didn't see that.
You gotta
Rick
look that
shared
up,
it.
this.
Did he?
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, I did because I remember saying something about. Yeah, I remember saying. Okay, I do remember that. And that was a while ago.
Oh yeah, the trailer's coming. It's coming out in a couple weeks now, isn't it?
The movie?
Yeah.
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 The middle of March.
HBO Max, baby.
Finally got that.
Nice. And then just not too long after that, what is it? April for Mortal Kombat?
Oh,
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat. So you know
That looks
what's funny?
good,
I
dude.
told your younger brother if he was gonna bring back his museum corner, and he's all, yeah. In the summer, I go, dude, you got to bring it back before that because Mortal Kombat's coming out. He's all, what are you talking about? I go, dude, you don't know there's a Mortal Kombat movie coming out? He's all, what? And I showed him the trailer. He's all, dude, we got to go see that. I go, yeah, I know.
We gotta go see.
Hopefully
We're gonna
the-
watch it from our home.
Yeah, the
April
movie theaters
16th.
aren't open yet. They ain't gonna be open by then.
We ain't gonna have summertime maybe. The only reason theme parks are doing it is because they got the backing of the counties that they're in behind it, because the counties are losing money.
Yeah.
Actually, in New York City, they're gonna have the okay to open at 25% capacity because I know somebody who bought some stock in AMC, and it's been steadily rising.
That's also the next one that the Robin Hood people were gonna get at.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped it. I tried to buy stock and I couldn't do it when I tried.
Totally too.
Thanks for good radio.
Well, you know what threw me for a loop was Danzig made a vampire movie.
Oh my god.
I haven't
dude.
seen it yet. I saw the trailer, but I haven't seen the movie yet.
I don't think the movie's out, but
I-
you can't unsee that
Yeah.
trailer, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, so it's not even out yet? I thought it was already out. I thought that I'd seen
don't
that
think
you could
so.
watch it. Maybe not. Okay.
No, dude, it was not good.
Yeah.
But Danzig being Danzig and what 95% of Misfit songs are about, it makes sense. We'll go there,
And-
but-
It looked like it was trying to do a B movie. It wasn't like anything serious.
oh yeah.
I mean, it would just look like, yeah, I know this is not going to be good to begin with, so fuck it. Let's just try to do the best we can.
Yeah, this
I would
didn't
imagine
look
none of it was
much
good.
better. Even Danny Trejo couldn't save this one for me, man. If Danny Trejo can't save it.
Machete saves everything, man. So if Machete can't save it,
That he does. That he does. I'll go with the I'll give the Tim Burton TV debut though a try. I'll give that one a try.
hey, what's the story there? I only caught part of it. I've been so busy with work, dude.
So somebody is creating a Wednesday Addams focused series,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be her as she goes to like either college or preparatory school, whatever, you know, that the dark school. Other than that, it gives me kind of like a Sabrina, not even Sabrina, more like a Riverdale type vibe, where it's gonna follow along with kind of like the mystery. And it's gonna be that season-long mystery or whatever is gonna happen with that, and follow along with that. But it's Wednesday Addams focused, and then Tim Burton ended up signing on to be director.
So what
So
do you think?
He's never done TV before, so that's the most interesting part about this. Is that, you know, when it comes down to what it sounds like the series is about, like I said, it gives me that Riverdale vibe. That's the stuff that's in. You put Wednesday Addams as the name of that, people are gonna watch.
How many you
add
think?
in the Tim Burton thing, I think enough that it's gonna have a couple of seasons.
Do you think Wednesday Addams is still a thing, popular enough to do something? I'm just wondering. I really do, because I mean, I guess they modernized it, so
Next it's Dark Vibes. It's gonna be modernized. It's gonna be, and like I said, it's gonna tie into that drama and the mystery type vibe. And those shows, man, they keep coming back and they get longevity, man. Something like Pretty Little Liars or Riverdale or Sabrina, you get those pieces, man. You got a successful run.
I am willing to give this a try.
It's worth checking out.
I don't know if I'm enough of a fan of Wednesday Addams. You know what I mean? I think it's just that piece. Because Tim Burton, you want to see it for the creepiness of Tim Burton. Like to see what he does,
Right.
but I don't know. It's probably worth checking out.
10 years ago, Christina Ricci, and then maybe 20 years ago. You never know, but if it give it that type of vibe, the Christina Ricci vibe of Wednesday Addams, I think it can do pretty well.
Yeah. Is he gonna have Helena Bonham Carter as Morticia Addams though?
Maybe.
I don't think she works with him anymore.
I know, but she's been like almost everything he does. So
She'll be the headmaster of the school. Headmistress, rather. Sorry. No, I'm serious though. It would be an ideal role for her, and that give her that.
yeah.
So has anybody taken an opportunity to watch any of the Muppet Show yet?
God, I want to, but I don't want to look.
No,
at
I just
stupid
been too
morning.
busy to.
I don't want to look at that bullshit. I
You
just want
wanna-
to watch the Muppets and enjoy it. Leave Johnny Cash alone. Fucking assholes.
Okay, first of all, I don't care. It's literally like 5 seconds at the beginning. It's like getting the...
But you have to put a disclaimer
thing on
on
a-
that.
Yeah.
No.
Who cares?
So
You're
what is-
you're
what
gonna
is the
you're gonna
disclaimer
get past
exactly?
that.
I haven't. That's what I haven't heard of.
Yeah, racial. It has to do with racial stereotype, or it's one of those. It's truly not a big deal because I don't view it as a big deal because it's in front of a bunch of the Disney classic animated features.
Yeah.
The same damn thing. So I really don't care. It really is just like a screen for 2 seconds before the movie starts. I could care
Everybody's
less.
doing that now. They're just trying to show, the modern take, and you know,
Yeah, and because the cartoons say something like, "This is a product of its age." That's it.
yeah, that's
It's literally like, boom, here it is, and let's move on.
they do the same thing with what is it, the Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan movies? What is it?
Oh, Rush
Rush
Hour.
Hour.
Rush
yeah,
Hour.
they do the
That's
same with
right,
Rush
they
Hour.
do.
When they show Rush Hour on TV,
This is
they
why I
do
don't
do
watch
that.
TV.
They go, we love buddy cop movies, but this was a different time and a different place. That's all they say,
It's
Yeah,
only
and it's
20
That's
years
literally
ago
it,
though.
dude.
Yeah. It's
Right,
kind of
but things have
ridiculous that you
changed in
gotta
20
bring some
years.
shit up like that for something that's 20 years old, though.
Yeah.
And
Really?
but if you go to Dumbo with the scene with the crows, that's straight racist, dude. It
course.
is like that would not fly nowadays.
Yeah.
It would not fly at all. Betty Boop cartoons. Well, go watch a Betty Boop cartoon. They're freaking horrible. Like the implied blackface and stuff. It's not. It's just, it's a product of its time.
Yeah.
Like you can show it. That's fine. Just put it there. Hey, this is a product of its time. That's all. We want you to enjoy it as the feature it was meant to do, but it was a product of its time.
Yeah.
And move on.
I know I brought this up before, but there's like 18 banned episodes of Warner Brother cartoons that they don't show anymore. I've seen them on YouTube, and oh my god, they are horrible. I mean, like if you saw it, you thought it would be like released by the KKK.
Dang.
If I could find, I'll find them and I'll send them to you guys, and you'd be like, what the fuck? I mean, total racial stereotypes. You'll just be like, oh my god. And Warner Brothers has banned these. These have been out of circulation since before we were born, because some of the ones that we saw, they were still doing blackface in the cartoons, like, and I know they don't show those anymore, but these ones are like totally like, oh my god, what the fuck is this shit?
What were they thinking when they made this?
Exactly.
What were they smoking when they made this?
And here's unpopular opinion, but the Muppets to me does not hold up. I don't think it does at all.
I don't really think it does either. I mean, it's a pretty old show, especially from that era. What year was that show produced, anyways?
1979
70s.
to 81.
Damn near.
No, it was later than that.
That
Because
was
there was a
shit
Star
in
Wars
the
episode.
70s don't pertain to these days.
They don't. But okay, so I'll give you more context to that. Because I tried, and it's not. Dude, The Muppets is dead. I don't know why Disney keeps trying to revive it. It's dead. The movie with, give me his name.
Jason
The first
Segel?
one.
Yeah.
Jason Segel. That was good. Why? That movie was good because of Jason Segel and Amy Adams. That's why that movie was good. The second one, not as good.
I didn't even watch
Just
the
wasn't.
second one.
And Disney has been trying to revive because they paid a lot of money for the Muppets.
They gotta pay it
No
off.
one cares. No one cares.
Bad investment.
They don't. I just had this conversation with Diggs. And I was telling him, he said something about it, and I was like, dude, it doesn't hold up. He's like, oh, I laughed. I'm like, you laugh out of nostalgia. It's not funny.
That's exactly what it
But
is.
you know
It's
what else?
Nostalgia.
You know what else is not funny? In Living Color.
Yeah. If
It's
I
not
laugh,
funny.
it's for nostalgia. Yeah.
It's for
I could
nostalgia,
definitely
and
see
it's because it's very dated.
Yeah.
It's very dated the way that it is. It does not hold up. We were rolling with it when it came out. We were dying of laughter. You don't do that anymore. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So you get a giggle, and that's okay. It's okay. Some stuff's just like that. It's the way that it is. See, if you're pissed at that, and like, I know, whatever. I know we're kind of half messing around too. But today they announced that Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. Potato
Yeah,
Head.
but did they already retract that though? I thought
He's just Potato Head.
I thought they've already retracted it.
If that happened, that's like right before we came on the podcast.
Yeah,
because I didn't see
Decent
that.
Gamers posted it, that they had already released a statement that they were retracting it, that Mr. Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head weren't going anywhere. I gotta look for it. I watched it off of a YouTube video.
So
but
what?
it was
No, so tell
off
me.
of it. Go ahead, Dan.
Why? What's
Oh, no,
this
go ahead,
with
Xavier,
this
ask your
potato
question.
head going on?
Yeah,
I
explain the
haven't
thought
heard
on
of it.
that.
Oh, so it was well, they were saying it's in gender neutral kind of thing. And then, so they had dropped the Mr. from Mr. Potato Head. He was just going to be called Potato Head, which I don't care because potatoes don't have a gender, and it comes with a bunch of different accessories to make any gender you want anyway. And then even when you think about it, the most popular place you see Mr. Potato Head is the Toy Story movies, and they never even call him Mr. Potato Head. It's just Potato Head. They never call him Mr. Potato
Yeah,
Head.
and if it wasn't for the Toy Story movies, those toys had probably been forgotten.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say.
Dan, I don't see anything
Yeah,
other than the
I keep
gender neutral
looking
thing.
for it too.
But I think that's more blown up than it's supposed to be. I really just think it was like, you know what, we're just going to rebrand it as Potato Head because everybody calls it Potato Head. Like, I really don't think it's a big a deal as people are trying to, oh, you're doing it. No, I really just think it's like, just call
It
it
just
Potato
kind of
Head.
seems as
It's
if
like,
you're starting to pick off like all kinds of things now. Stuff that's been kind of been left alone for years. I mean, I'd never called it Potato Head. I always called it Mr. Potato Head or Mrs. Potato Head.
Well, I understand that, but most people, like, in the comments for these, because I saw it on Yahoo News on Facebook, right? Most people are like, it's a potato. Like, what are you getting upset about? It's a potato.
Well,
You're taking away this. It's a freaking potato. Like, potato, you don't call it Mr. or Mrs.
well, that sounds like somebody that's never
I don't-
played with these toys as children.
And, you know, my kids had them, and we had a lot of accessories, because Disney used to sell accessories.
Exactly.
You could go in and buy the Buzz Lightyear, stuff like that. And it was just potato head pieces, but it was either way. Like, my kids had the Buzz Lightyear one, but my kids also had the Cinderella one. It was the same damn potato.
Yeah.
You just took the mustache off. Like, you know what I mean? So, I get it. The only thing I wonder is, like, oh, what about Mrs. Potato
Yeah.
Head?
What do you do about that? So is there?
Yeah,
no more
I don't
Mrs.
know. I don't
Potato
know.
Head?
I didn't see anything in that about that. I did. That's the part that I did.
Sounds
What about
fucking
Mrs.
sexist,
Potato
if
Head?
you ask me.
You call them just Potato Head, I guess. They're all just Potato Head. Like, kind of like George Foreman. And George Foreman.
George Foreman.
His daughter, George Foreman.
Georgina.
Georgina, yeah, Georgina.
Yeah. So I don't know how that bit went. You got two more things on the list of entertainment stuff, and I want to bring something up that I watched. So it's up to you. Because I feel like we could do a whole episode on WandaVision.
I started watching. I missed the last.
So,
the
yeah.
last two episodes.
Oh, dude, you better catch
Well,
up. That's all I'm
so-
gonna say.
Yeah,
I never watched I never watched
it's a lot
Age of
more.
Ultron, and I never watched what's the other one? Is it Endgame? Is that what it's called? What's the
Infinity War.
The
Endgame.
Yeah, Infinity
Avengers
War.
movie?
I never watched either one of them, and everybody kept saying, "Well, it'll make more sense if you watch that." So I was just kind of like, all right. I just stopped. I haven't seen those movies, but it was.
doesn't
I mean,
take-
I don't think you need to.
yeah,
you're
kind
not
of was
missing
like,
much.
I could probably get through watching it. I mean, I watched them at the shop, but I was more or less I could pay attention, so I kind of was following what was going on. Seemed like it was getting juicy though.
Oh yeah, it's getting to the point where like you get to the end and you like, it gets really good at the end and it's where it ends.
Yeah.
Like it's like, damn.
I last saw when Silver
That's pretty
Surfer was at the front door. That was the last episode.
You mean Quicksilver,
yeah.
but okay.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's a little backstory for him, and that's why people say Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Because that's the movie Quicksilver's in. That's why. You'll pick up pieces, but you've seen that guy. If you've seen the X-Men movies, that's him.
Okay. Yeah.
The whole thing of it, and I won't tell you what happens, but the whole thing of it is that's the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies, which is a Fox property.
So it
Came out with Fox.
was a big deal that
So
it's in that.
like, yeah, like is that a crossover? Like, what's happening now? You get a little bit of an explanation in the next couple of episodes, but you get a big reveal in the last one. But we don't even think that's the biggest reveal yet. So I'm not gonna spoil it. So
it's all right. I haven't seen
You
I
know,
haven't seen the later part of the movie, so.
And as the time
just
we're
happy
recording
that
this
it's-
right now, you're looking at there's 9 episodes in the season. We're recording this on a Thursday night, so episode 8 will air at midnight, and then episode 9 will be next week. Conveniently enough, the week following that is the day Falcon and Winter Soldier starts.
Oh, so it'll probably. So is it fair to say
So
that?
I don't know if there's going to be a tie-in
No,
or if it's just
once it's over, it just
convenience
comes
to
out.
keep you addicted in the long haul.
This is what I need
I
with
think
Star
so.
Wars. I need this in my life with Star
Okay.
Wars.
well, hold on. Let's go over some stuff. So because production, because production and stuff got halted with the outbreak of the onset of the pandemic, this is stuff we already should have seen.
Yeah, we're at least a year
So-
behind on some shit.
We're a year behind. So I think they're trying to get it out there to catch up to where they're supposed to be, because I still think they're hoping for a summer release for Black Widow and I can't remember another movie, but I think they're still hoping for a summer release for that. So you're going to rush some of this stuff in, which also means they got time now to finish. So I think it was said this is it. There is no second season of WandaVision. This is going to be it. For that. And then I don't know about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which obviously the trailer debuted during the Super Bowl. The teaser anyway, we got the full one later, didn't we?
I've
Or was
only
that the
seen
trailer?
That
the
was full trailer.
Super Bowl.
Full 2-minute one's been
That was the
released.
full trailer?
Mhm.
Okay. So that was the one from the Super Bowl, which, that looks good. It looks good too. So I don't know what you want to say about that, but it does look good. I'm ready to watch that too. But what I was going to say about WandaVision is WandaVision right now is the most watched thing on television. Like on any kind of TV, it's of any kind of series, it's WandaVision right now.
Mhm.
It's the biggest thing right now. Outdoing anything.
And
that's
I
on
got
TV.
twice as good with Kat Dennings.
In a circus.
Where's the lie?
Yeah. In a circus. I don't know what kind of outfit do you call it? I don't even know what to call that outfit.
She was in kind of more of a vaudevillian, I dare say almost steampunky, because it was meant to be kind of a vaudevillian escape artist.
Maybe. Okay. So that's what that was, but that's good. So anything else to say about that? Because I'll bring up 2 things that I don't know if you guys have watched, but they actually came out very recently.
No,
go for it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I watched 2 things. I watched on Netflix. I watched the documentary on the Cecil Hotel.
I heard about.
Oh
that.
yeah, I watched
Somebody
that
was
too.
telling me
I
about
watched part of that. I was kind of background while Alicia was watching.
Okay. It was pretty good. Dan, did you say you watched it?
No,
or you
I
heard
heard
about
about it.
Okay, so what about 7-8 years ago?
Yeah.
There was a girl who she was on vacation here in the States, in California, and she went missing. Well, they don't know what happened to her, and then like a few days later, they found her in the water tank on top of the building. So it's a story about that. First of all, the hotel itself is creepy because it's one of those like Skid Row type hotels that has had a lot of suicides and murders and stuff like that. So this is the investigation into that and what may have happened to her. So it's 4 episodes. It's pretty good. It's an interesting watch.
That hotel was a basis for the one in American Horror Stories Hotel. It's like a creepy
Yes.
place where like a lot of bad shit happens.
How long are the episodes?
Richard Ramirez stayed there before when he was caught.
That's the other series that I watched actually was Night Stalker.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that documentary too after actually Cecil Hotel. I had known about the Night Stalker one, which came out I think last month in January. I think it came out. It's been out about a month or so, and I was talking about it with the kids that work for me, and because they were talking about it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to see that because I remember that like very vividly when all that was going on and how scary it was.
Yeah.
Locking your doors because there was really no rhyme or reason to what he was doing and to who he was doing it with or where he was because it was all over. So I do remember. So I wasn't sure I wanted to watch it. But then watching the Cecil Hotel one, they had mentioned Richard Ramirez, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet and go ahead and watch it. It's good. It's not gory or anything like that because it's this tale of the 2 cops that trailed him. So it was a lot of like, this is kind of how we track stuff down, and this is the next crime he committed, and this is the evidence we found from that, and how we connected this to this.
Yeah, the leads and
That
pieces
part
like
was
that
actually really
were
cool.
so like
Yeah.
out there and getting to that point. Yeah.
Did you watch the Jeffrey Dahmer one? The tapes,
I didn't.
the tapes of his.
No.
That one was good. I mean, it's a lot of it was coming from his mouth because it was his interview tapes, but it was well done.
Well, these are well done too. I think the Richard Ramirez one right now is like number 7 on Netflix, so like the 10 most popular programs. So that's actually really good. And the Cecil Hotel one was interesting. It's a little bit different. It's not, that gory. It was a lot of, okay, is it this kind of conspiracy theory? Could it be this kind of thing? Because that's really a lot of internet sleuths got in on that one.
Yeah, that's what
and we're
I was
doing
gonna
stuff.
say.
And it even got into this guy who he's a death metal musician from Mexico, and who his videos just had a lot of coincidences with his stuff. And so he got blamed for it.
I heard about this.
And
yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, he didn't get blamed officially, but internet sleuths blamed him and basically gave him a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, it ruined his career, right?
Like from all this. Yeah, it pretty much ruined it. Well, not only ruined his career because they interviewed him and he's like, I can't even make music. And he's like, because I it's not the same.
Yeah.
I can't. So they ruined that creative outlet, for him by doing this and accusing him and stuff. So it's a good watch. It's a good watch and it's one of those ones where, I was a little more intently watching the Richard Ramirez one than I was the Cecil Hotel one. I kind of had that on as like, I don't know about you guys, but I have a pop-out extension on my laptop, and since I'm on my laptop a lot of hours during the day, if I'm just working, I'll pop it out on a float-over window and then have that kind of playing as I'm typing up a document or whatever it is that I'm doing. So it was kind of that. You can have it on as kind of background and take it all in. Because it's not that like, you have to like, oh my God, let me watch this. So it's pretty good.
And that's how I ended up
Both of
watching
them
it too.
are recommended.
I'd be here in the dining room doing my work and get stuff done, and Alicia would be in the front room watching it, and I'd just be kind of catching little things in my ear.
Yeah, no, I watched the whole thing. It's definitely worth both of them are worth to watch.
Complete.
They're 4 episodes apiece, an hour apiece. They're good. It's pretty good.
Completely different documentary I ended up watching recently was on Jimmy Carter. That one's on Hulu. It's called Jimmy Carter, Rock and Roll President.
Yes, on CNN. I wanted to catch it, but
Yeah, it's on Hulu now. So it was actually pretty cool. It's about an hour and a half. It wasn't overly long, but it's just going to that idea that that's how he connected with his son. It was like talking about Bob Dylan records and this and that. And he mentioned at a point that even when they weren't talking, they would talk about Bob Dylan records. But he used a lot of and he used a lot of that to go back into he genuinely appreciated the music of this and that, and it helped him with his campaign. They were the first people to help him like really raise money and make him a viable contender for president.
Trip out on that.
So Bob Dylan ended up being one of his best friends. Greg Allman's like super close with him now too, things like that. So it was a trip to hear that, and they talk stories. I don't remember if it was Greg Allman or Bob Dylan says that they stayed in the White House and they got high with a staffer or something like that. Is the story, but even Jimmy Carter's like he goes, no, they glossed that over to not point the blame at anybody. He was actually getting high with my son. So, it was cool, man. So seeing that side of him, as everybody's like, he was such a great guy, and they're talking about how after Nixon and Johnson, they wanted that humanitarian, that person who was just a genuinely good person.
I mean, the guy at 95 who still does Habitat for Humanity?
Heck yeah, man. So
that guy?
So
yeah.
Good for him. That's somebody, we almost need it again right now, but it's so hard to find anybody anywhere near that. That's one, if you get a chance to check out.
Cool.
And I think we're break
time?
Yeah.
else we got?
Got my two.
All right, so we've mentioned in a few previous podcasts that Gina Carano was on thin ice, and it's pretty much confirmed. It is confirmed. It's not even pretty much. She has been fired by Disney, and Disney says she does not work.
She was, a terrible way to be let go for anybody.
Yeah.
Wasn't even directly fired. It was all done on fucking Twitter.
Exactly. So
I mean,
Disney
regardless
says
of,
she doesn't work for us, and she will not in the future.
so you do this shit on Twitter, really? You don't even have the.
No, I don't know if they did this shit on Twitter
Well,
or if that's where she heard it
yeah,
first.
she heard it first. They
Like
never
she saw it
told
there
her.
first. I don't know if that's true or not. But okay. But yeah, no, she did hear on Twitter, that's a pain in the ass to do that.
For anybody,
that part
for
sucks.
anybody from any job,
yeah.
any corporation, doesn't matter. But so yeah, that's going on with Mandalorian.
And what sucks is like it messed up any future project she had. She fucking missed out on a lot of money.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
was
Rangers of the New
rumored to be
Republic's done.
part of the Rangers. Yeah.
They're even talking about just scrapping the entire project.
Hey, but the memes with her were fire.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan. I think it was wrong. It's fucking bullshit. And Pedro Pascal can get away with his bullshit memes. I mean, now they're going to go after Rosario Dawson because of her transgender lawsuit that they had that was dropped. I'm not a fan of any of that shit. So, but it seems like Jon Favreau is going to be taken off with 3 and 4 though, season 3 and 4,
Which are going to be later than we anticipated, too. Season 3 is not dropping until 2022.
Ah, shit, a whole year without the
20,
Mandalorian?
Yeah. Well, we get Book of Boba Fett in the fall.
You do.
What are we talking about? We went a whole year without the Mandalorian.
This is true.
We just got done without a whole year without the Mandalorian.
Yeah, but this is a year and a half without the Mandalorian.
Well, that's worse, but we just got done with the year. And time flies by anyway, isn't it like March 14th? It's still March.
You got
Get the
Bad
Book
Batch is
Boba Fett,
coming
you're
out, May 4th? They just announced that.
That they did.
Yeah.
I'm curious how many
Yeah,
episodes
they're
that's
probably
going to be.
They like that number 8.
Yeah.
8 to 10 is what everybody likes. Which is pretty standard. That's even standard for like the Netflix series and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Between 8 and 10 are like.
You know why? It's a
numbers.
good binge. Like, you could have watched that all in one day. I mean, you don't do shit the whole day, but you could have watched like 8 hours of TV, 10 hours of TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weekend, and you don't burn out. You don't get any of those episodes that are like filler.
Yeah, you get the time to get the story in there and really delve into it, but you don't feel the need to do 22, 23 episodes like on network TV. Tell the story you want to tell.
Yeah.
Get to the heart of it. Bad Batch.
I wonder how many. Yeah, I hope it'll be more than 8 though.
That's pretty much it for Star Wars.
That sounds like they could pull a couple of seasons out of it, at least.
Yeah. Well,
Clone Wars
they
had
say
5
it's
seasons.
supposed to tell the story of how the Empire started to rise. I mean, that's going to give you a lot of room right there.
You can get a couple seasons out of that. The thing about Rebels in those was they were it went like 5 seasons in Clone Wars, but they were like full 22 episode seasons.
Yeah.
That's because
yeah.
the first seasons were on network television.
Yeah, so
Cable.
I mean, it was an actual TV series and TV show, so we'll see what happens. But more Star Wars is always better than no Star Wars. That's what I
Exactly.
think.
Love me some Star Wars.
Who doesn't?
Yep. All right, so music news. Well, I guess a couple things going on that we can mention. Last month we played music by the Antivirals, who lent us their music to play in between segments. And so the Antivirals is a band started by Brian Coakley. Brian Coakley is the guitarist and one of the songwriters, or was the guitarist and one of the songwriters for Cadillac Tramps. So Cadillac Tramps, I'm a huge fan of the Cadillac Tramps. Been a huge fan of the Cadillac Tramps for a long time. OC, punk, that kind of like. And you guys are familiar with Cadillac Tramps. I know you've heard the name. We've seen Gabby in a few different different bands that he's been in. Bluesy, punky, rockabilly type thing. I mean, the biggest comparison you can make to the Cadillac Tramps would be Social Distortion. Although it doesn't sound like Social Distortion, it's got that kind of vibe, the same kind of like influences, Americana, stuff like that. So that's what kind of Brian is known for writing, that kind of stuff with the Cadillac Tramps. But this is not that, like, at all. So the story with the Antivirals album is he's like us. Everybody's just at home. He's at home, during quarantine, working from home if he can, doing whatever, he's doing. And then just got angry at everything that was going on around him, the world. So this is a punk album, and it's an angry punk album, is what it actually is. He is a guitarist. He's the singer for the Antivirals. I've seen the Cadillac Tramps. I don't know how many times live. He does backups, and then he sings in some of his other projects that he's got going on. But I wasn't completely, used to his voice. I've heard it. It's different. It's not the Cadillac Tramps. He's got that angry punk rock voice. It's a good album, dude. It's just an angry punk rock album about, like, you read the lyrics and you're just like, this is about what's going on in the world today. Just the way everybody hates each other and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that he's addressing in this. And it was a quarantine album. He recorded his parts at home, put it and mixed it together and put it out. I mean, that's the punk rock way to do things. Completely DIY, and it was completely during quarantine. So I give it a listen. If you haven't listened to it yet, completely give it a listen. It's an angry punk rock album. If you remember when Trump got elected, we said, man, the punk rock is coming. Like, we're going to get some good punk rock in the next 4 years. And we got a few good punk albums. If you remember, we talked about this, right? Because Street Dogs album came out and we're like, dang, that's a good punk album. This is one of those. This is one of those, like, I can't believe the state of the world that we're in. Everybody just hates everything. It's just like people don't think. People believe things blindly, following, shit that they shouldn't without giving it any kind of research or thought. This is that album. It's totally about that, and it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid for being done at home, dude, honestly. So I think you should give it a listen. Straight up, this is an angry punk rock album. What else can I say? I'm good with it. I like it.
Definitely sounds like worth a listen.
Yeah, it totally is. Other news, did you hear Dropkick Again is doing another St. Paddy's Day concert?
No.
Mm-mm.
Dropkick is doing another St. Paddy's Day concert. Seems like just a year ago that they did it. They did. They did it on St. Patrick's Day from Fenway. I don't think this one's at Fenway, but I'm looking forward to it. I didn't catch completely all the details, but they said, hey, we're going to have a free concert. It's a fundraiser again, so everybody's doing these fundraisers for the road cruise.
Yeah.
For the road cruise. Even the Glass House. If you haven't seen it, the Glass House has shirts that they put out to support the Glass House, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Make some money, because you can't open right now. So look into that kind of stuff. Everybody's still doing the virtual thing, trying to, I guess, quite literally make a buck.
Well,
but
on that note, did you guys see Jesse Wagner's Instagram page for the Agrolites?
Yeah.
Join barbering school. So, yeah, everyone's got to do something now. It's getting to that point.
Well, and you know what? There are shows going on.
Mm-hmm.
There are shows going on, but they're at small places. It is small bands. Like the Doll Hut has had some shows. I think a number of them have actually been outside.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna do what you're gonna do. The bigger bands can't do that. You can't get away with that.
No.
Because you can't go. I mean, a place like that can pull that off, kind of outdoors. You can't do that at the House of Blues. You can't do that at the Glass House. You can't do it at the Palladium. You know what I mean? So,
you can't even do that.
The guy's like, they
actually
Romano's doing shows?
Because there is that patio.
Are they doing shows?
I think Romano's is open for dine-in. I don't think they're doing shows. That's kind of what I heard through the
only
grapevine.
reason I say that is because I saw George Voodoo going there. It's like, oh yeah, nobody's been in here for like 9 months.
Yeah. Well, you can't. Any band that can do bigger than a bar can't pull off shows right now. You just can't.
Gotta wait.
Because, you gotta wait it out. Okay. So a lot of those guys, and let's be honest, Hunter, completely honest, a lot of these guys in bands that like will sell out a Romano's or will sell out, hell, even the House of Blues. Music's not their day job.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no money in it. Not really.
What did Steve Whitehouse tell us? Psychobilly don't pay the
Yeah,
bills.
well, yeah. Psychobilly don't pay the bills, but a sex shop does. Because that's what he and his wife do.
Lucrative. Business
yeah,
booming.
right. But Jesse's one who, the Agrolites toured a lot. And if he wasn't touring with the Agrolites, he was touring with other people doing solo shows and doing some stuff. Jesse was playing music all the time. So when you can't do that, you're doing something else. So that's a trade. It's a trade. You fall back on there, and Dan knows this owning a barbershop. As a barber, if you're into it, you can get a job pretty much wherever, whenever.
You really won't.
Like, kind of.
Somebody that will not have a problem. Like I told Ozzy, you guys are not going to have a problem building a clientele. You guys will always have work.
No.
So long as you just learn how to do it.
Yeah, if you learn that trade, you can always go somewhere and make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Like when you need to. Especially him, who we know when stuff is back on, he's gonna go with the band stuff again.
Yeah.
That's just the way that it is. But he knows he can come back in between tours. I'm gonna get a job cutting hair, earn some money, go back out on tour again.
Yeah.
Because Ozzy knows that crap too. Like Ozzy finally chose barbering, but Ozzy's worked a lot of weird ass jobs in between touring. So, everybody. We know a lot of bands. And we know a lot of bands have regular day type jobs that are, can be flexible a little bit to accommodate their schedule. Or they got sugar mamas. I'm going to be honest. Some of them have sugar mamas.
I mean,
Hey, back to music news. Actually, we're still in music news. The Offspring.
releasing a new album, right?
The Offspring are releasing a new album in April, I believe it is. But they dropped a new song. The first album in 9 years.
Damn.
In 9 years?
In 9 years.
I've actually been listening to them religiously for the past 2 weeks. I don't know why.
Really?
I just have. I'm just on my way to work, while I'm at work. Not really while I'm at work. Definitely on my way to back from work. Yeah, and for some reason, I've just been on this Offspring kick.
And they've promised this album for the past, 7 years.
Right. The Offspring is one of those bands where it's like, you know what it's going to sound like by now, and it's okay. They don't make the same album over and over. Because their albums, it's not a drastic change like AFI, who actually released new music too, by the way.
But it's not Pennywise, where it's literally the same album over and over.
That's kind of stretching it, but yeah, it's kind of, you get the idea. It's not. There's more of a pop sensibility to the Offspring stuff. So I listened to the new song, which is called Let the Bad Times Roll. The video is cool. It has that whole Day of the Dead kind of, Santa Muertos vibe to it in the video and in the album artwork. But it's a pretty good song. And it's an Offspring song, dude. You're going to get the oh-oh-oh-ohs. Right? Everything is oh. That's the Offspring. Just know it. Bad Religion is the oohs and ahs. Offspring is oh. It's just the way that it is. It was good. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. I'll totally check that out and get it. I saw the Offspring at that, I want to call it Back to the Beach. But
Summer Nationals.
Surf City. No, I saw them after that. I saw them at Surf City Blitz. They're still good.
Yeah.
They're still
They put on a
really
great show,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, they put on a great show, and you know all the songs. To be honest, everything they play, you're like, I know this song. Even if, kind of once they got really big and like Conspiracy of One and all, they're good albums.
Yeah.
It's like, I might not listen to it all the time, but they're not bad albums. They're actually really good. It's not Smash, but it's really good.
That's actually the album that I listen to the most. Smash and Ignition. Is it Ignition? Yeah, Ignition. Second album.
Yeah. Dude, Americana's really good.
Yeah, Americana's
really good. And what's the one after Smash? Before Americana? Ixnay on the Hombre. When that came out, I was like, okay, it's a little different. That album grew on me. It's actually a really good album. All their stuff's good, dude. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I didn't realize it'd been 9 years. But I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's like one of they're that album. Sometimes I only like the one song on the album. The rest of them are kind of garbage. This is kind of flipped. I like pretty much most of the songs. And a couple of them I'm like, I could do without it. Or it's there. I'll just skip over it.
It's a skippable track.
They have a couple songs that's like, I know about that one, guys. I know about
Respectfully.
Yeah.
I still support.
But in their defense, go ahead.
It's not like it's even a bad song. It's just but I like the next song more, so I'm gonna skip that track to go to the next song.
Some of them I find kind of corny.
I mean, you know,
There's a couple
I'll hear the
songs in there
intro
that
to
are kinda
Pretty Fly for a While, and I'll be like, haha, that's cool. Next.
But then, you know what? Me too, but then you listen to it and I find myself singing along.
Absolutely. Again, respectfully.
On the album before that, it's me and my old lady.
Yeah. That's cool. Next. Next track.
Yeah. So, but if they sang that live, if they played that live, I'd be like, me and my old lady. I'd be down with it, dude. I would totally be down with it. That's totally pretty cool. Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something before Rick said something. Can't remember what it was. But
They're gonna put out
no. Oh, I know what it was.
Sorry, I'm interrupting again. They're gonna put
That's
out a
fine.
ton of pre-order vinyl for that too, in limited color runs.
For the Offspring.
It's already starting to show up.
Got to make your money somehow.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is they still play the part because we've seen Noodles at shows. Like we've seen Noodles on stage at shows. Dan, we saw him when we went to Travis Barker's thing.
Oh, Music.
Music. We saw him at Music. I don't remember what band it was, but he was on stage on the side. And you can't miss him because he's a fairly tall guy. He still has that big spiky hair that the glasses, and then half of it is dyed black and the other half is dyed blonde. You can't miss Noodles in a crowd like at all. He's on stage, chilling, watching the band. So still doing the punk rock thing, like completely. So that's cool. That's cool to me that he'd be doing that. And that's music news.
Yeah, I keep trying to think, like, what else is there music related?
I know nothing about the Peacock deal. I didn't watch. Did they talk to Big Show yet?
I haven't watched.
Next week.
I haven't watched
Next week he'll be on.
Dynamite, yeah.
But
Speaking of getting knocked the fuck out, that WMD or whatever they call it now,
The what?
whatever Big Show's knockout punches, called the WMD or the knockout punch before. I don't know what they call it anymore.
Well, he's going to be pulling double duty. He's going to be calling. I guess AEW is doing another show, Dark Evolution or something like that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be on Mondays. So, and I think that's just going to be on their YouTube channel. I don't even think it's on TV. Although it'll probably eventually make its way to TV.
I think I heard Tony Khan say this year they're getting a second show on TV.
Okay, I know there was always talks about it. They've been talking about it since last year about adding another show. I always thought it was just going to be the traditional AEW Dark, but excuse me, it looks like it might be something else.
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't think there's a lot of details on it yet. But I think they did sign a deal to do a second show.
Yeah.
It's going to be called
good
Thursday
either way.
Night Thunder.
I couldn't think of I couldn't think of a good name for that because they went with Paul White. I was like, you couldn't go with William Weston Emerson or something like that. That would be funny.
Is that his real name,
right?
Paul White?
No,
he's not
Paul
Soul
White is
Train
his real
Jones,
name.
man. You name him Vince.
But the whole reason he was called the Big Show is because the initials for Big Show are TBS, which is the station, which is Turner, right?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
nod to Turner. Yeah, so that's why I was like, you're gonna call him.
But
William
I've never
Weston
heard him
Emerson
referred to
or
as
something like
TBS. I mean, I guess
that. No, they didn't. You were just supposed to catch that joke.
It was, and even back in the day, I mean, they got rid of the, and he just became Big Show for a long time.
Yes.
But when he debuted, he was the Big Show, Paul White. And little by little, it became the Big Show, and then again later on, it became Big Show. They just kind of slowly shortened his name.
I remember when he first went to WWE or WWF at the time, they're thinking of calling him the Titan because what's bigger than a giant is a Titan, and that was a nod to the parent company of WWF, Titan Sports.
Oh, Titan Sports. Yeah. But no, well, WWE does that in case you haven't noticed. They like the single name. They drop it a lot. Like Cesaro's name his name is Claudio Castagnoli, but his name was Antonio Cesaro. And then they dropped the Antonio. Big E was Big E Langston.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
And they do that a lot. Yeah. I don't know. What's the Peacock deal? I know what it is. I know what Peacock is. But are they taking away my network?
I think that's what it's kind of seeming like, that they're going to end it because they're moving. It seems like they're moving to Peacock. My question though is, what are you going to do with the library? Does the library go to Peacock?
All that's shifting. Yeah, all of it.
Everything goes.
Yeah, like they're.
Yeah, so we get
if I heard
ECW
it right
on the Peacock now.
Yeah, I guess so. I hadn't heard much about it. I haven't really looked into most specifics. I saw a couple things. One of which I don't like is that so I just watched Elimination Chamber because I had nothing to do on Sunday. Because that's the only reason I watched it. I had nothing else to do. because it wasn't good. But anyway, I started late, and Dan knows I do this. I start a little bit later, and then I just watch it from the beginning. I start it. Apparently you can't do that.
Really?
No, you can't
anymore.
do that.
If it's live, you have to watch it. Like you only gotta watch it
crazy.
live. I can't go back to the
Yeah,
beginning.
it's not a thing that Peacock has, not an option or feature Peacock has. But then they do have the free version of the WWE Network. So do you think that they're going to leave the library on WWE Network and then just do the big stuff on Peacock or the shows?
Well,
that'd be a-
Why don't you just move all of it? I would just move all of it and then the app. What do you need it for? If you're gonna sell out like that anyway, what the hell you need the app for? Because the free version of the app is a glorified website anyway.
That I don't know. I haven't tried that.
Well, yeah, because it's like, oh, news and results. That's all you get. It's like you can get that on WWE.com. It's just a glorified version of the
There you
website.
go.
There's no point to having the free version of the app. Like, not really, because that's not what you're there for. So, I don't know. I say move over everything, because you're not going to pay me. That's the reason to get rid of it. If they're going to do that crap, I don't need it.
And this
'Cause I'm not watching
and
it
this is
for
what they
TV.
wanted from ESPN Plus, a year ago, right before the pandemic, right when the pandemic started. They were trying to sell this entire library to somebody.
I remember
Vince
even
got his-
Yahoo or Amazon was interested in getting it too.
Yeah.
That's what I had heard.
But with the relationship that Vince has with NBC, because they're the ones who did the Saturday Night Main Event, they're the ones who kind of funded a lot of this earlier stuff.
Dick Eversole.
Yeah, Dick Eversole. I think that's kind of why they went with the Peacock Network. It just shows me that I think that Vince is winding down, and there's going to be like new blood. I mean, it could be Shane, Stephanie, or Triple H take it over.
It'll never be Shane.
Shane, no.
It won't be Shane.
I
No,
would
there's
think it'd be
disagreements
Triple H,
there.
If anybody.
It's going to be Stephanie. It'll be Stephanie who takes it over as far as the business. I don't know if Triple H will ever completely run the show. It'll be Stephanie the ones that takes over though. It will not be Shane. Shane doesn't work for them. Like when they get Shane to come on the show, he's a paid performer. He doesn't actually work for them. I don't think he works for the company at all. Because he's got his own things that he works on. He's not the black sheep, but he's the black sheep, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Last little bit of wrestling news. I don't know if you saw this, X. Did you see the newest class of NXT Performance Center recruits?
I did.
Rick Steiner's son is in it.
Yeah.
It is the most females they've ever recruited in a single time, including Taya Valkyrie. That's the one I think I'm most excited for.
Yeah, glad for her.
That's John Morrison's wife. She was in Lucha Underground.
We've seen her. She was at Bar Wrestling
Yeah.
before Bar Wrestling
Bar
wasn't a
Wrestling.
thing anymore.
She just finished up a long run with Impact, where she was the longest reigning champion there for women.
Is The Rock's daughter in that class yet?
She's
been
been
there.
I say she was the class before, right?
Yeah. Okay.
She's been for a couple of years now. I want to say she was in the 2019 class.
Yeah,
That's right,
Yeah,
because
it's
all
been a
this was
while.
before the pandemic.
Yeah. Because I just remember she's like the first fourth generational wrestler.
Yeah. So they're claiming a lot of people, but that means, I mean, NXT is the best show they have right now, and they need
And
more.
it's not that good. And it's not
It's
that
not
good.
the way it used to be, but it's still not
Nope.
terrible.
I haven't even watched it. I'm barely trying to get
It's getting
caught
to
up
the
on
point where that's, and I watch that. That's the one that I do watch. I stopped watching SmackDown. I stopped watching Raw. I was still watching NXT, but even NXT is getting to the point where I'm like, you're going down that route, man. Because there's not good, it's not good storylines. They have a bunch of new people who they don't have any development in the character. Like I'm like, I don't even, this guy, I watch him every week, but why should I be watching this guy? Like, honestly, nothing against the guy. I'll never, you know that. We've talked about this before. I'll never deny anybody's work rate. Why am I watching Leon Ruff? I know nothing about him. You know what I mean? Like, I know nothing. Tyler Rust, great. He's good. I know nothing about him. Like, there's no development of who they are as characters, so it's like, that's failing. That's completely failing. But I'll still watch AEW.
Is
That's
that
still
something
the
though that
best
you
show.
think another show would allow them to do?
No, they don't need another show. They just need to figure out a way to give these guys some background. Like, who is Leon Ruff? He showed up one day. He's got a title shot. Who is he? Nothing about that. They could have done some vignettes, man. They need like an interview show where they go and talk about people or something. I don't know.
Do they still do
I don't know.
vignettes?
Once in a while.
Yeah. Once
Well,
they
I mean,
do, they
remember
do
they used to
them.
build up guys for like ever. Like Razor Ramon had his vignettes for like a month before he showed up. Same thing with Mr. Perfect. Remember him like throwing a perfect dart game and
I
bowling
haven't
and
seen
all that
anything
shit.
like that for a long time.
No, they don't have them like that, but you get some kind of a thing that has a little background to who that person is. Dude, seriously, like, do you still watch NXT, Rick?
Yeah. Not all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you got guys who show up, I don't know anything about them. Like, nothing. I don't have the answer to that. I really don't. But there's no even backstage segment, not long enough to justify, like, here's why this guy's in this spot. And you can't just throw this guy on TV. Like, it's different. You can throw him on TV and show me their work rate, and they'll get over with their work rate. But I think that requires fans, too.
that's
not
the
happening
thing
right
is I watch sometimes, but I don't watch anything. And if I don't, like right now, I have AEW and NXT recorded. If I don't watch it by Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, I won't watch this week. And it's no sweat off my back, and has to do with the fans. I'm burned out on not having the fan participation. That's what I was telling my wife this the other day is I do like NXT, and I'm excited for Taya to be in NXT, and I want them to build her and pull on the things, but we need to get back to that rock concert atmosphere that NXT had, where it was raucous and it was exciting, and it was the fans that made that show.
Yeah, that's not happening
Yeah,
right now.
and that's the same thing with AEW right now. Is I love AEW, I love the characters, I love the wrestling, but without the rabid fan base, which is slowly coming back.
Yeah, they at least have it.
And then Impact. I want to watch Impact. I want to invest in Impact, but I can't do it because it's completely empty arena.
I know. I have them recorded on the DVR at the shop, so I'll watch them, and I'm just like, I just forget about it. It like fades off for me. It turns into background noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys see did you see Tony Khan is actually open? Well, I mean, yeah, he's kind of said this before, but opening to working with the WWE. Obviously, he's already doing it with New Japan and Impact, but he says that he's the gatekeeper and that Vince just has to come and knock on the gate, which will never happen.
Never happen.
We all know it's not going to happen.
No.
But it's pretty cool to know that at least it's being put out there.
Vince does not share well with others.
No, he doesn't. It's almost like a little poke at him.
He just makes his own.
He could do it. What else we got?
Yeah.
What else we got?
That's it, man.
Dun, dun, dun.
We've successfully made it through another one. We're hoping now, the only thing I'll give it is because it's sports news, is that Adam Sandler is hoping to make an Happy Gilmore 2.
Dude, that swing looked pretty good.
Yeah. So that, I'm down for that. I'd watch that. It has to be better than Huber Halloween. Has to. Man. Did you guys see that Captain Insano is all elite?
Yeah, I just saw that.
No, I didn't. Oh my god.
Oh, I think I sent it to the kayfabe chat there.
Okay.
Yeah, Captain Insano is all elite. I thought that was funny. He's all, that guy's a virgin.
He's gonna open up a can of
That
whoop ass
movie
in
holds up. I
AEW.
love it. Yep. No, I open up a can of whoop ass. Give me back that stuff. I'll watch that stuff. All right, Rick, let's do our thing, man. Unless we got anything else to talk about.
I think we're all
I
set.
don't think so, though.
Thanks for listening. We're always looking for music submissions. If you have a short film you want to have us review, anything like that, feel free to contact us. You can email us at exocast@yahoo.com. We're on Instagram as exoculture. We're on Facebook as exocult, Twitter as exocultcast, and TikTok as exocast. You can find Extraordinary Culture Podcast on iHeartRadio, Podomatic, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and YouTube. You can even ask your smart home device to play Extraordinary Culture. That's going to be it for this time. Take care.